Hi there. In this video we are going to be taking a look at this Parkside hot glue gun PNKP 105B1. It has 5 watts of power and it heats up in about 5 minutes. And it works with 7mm diameter sticks, and you get ones in the box that are 10 centimeters long. And the working temperature for this thing is, let's see, where is English? Here is English, 105 degrees. So it has a folding stand to keep it upright, and the cable is 1.5 meters. So there's that. Let's get into this box. This is not a new product, but I'm going to be taking a look at it because I'm also taking a look at these two. Links will be in the description. Actually, link for that one. This is just an old Chinese that I used until I got this, and my father has this one, and I'm quite curious the differences between them. So let's get into this box. Quickly found out that it actually takes 20 watts when you actually power it on the first time, so it heats up. And the material itself and the weight of this unit is quite okay. Cable is thin, so it should not bother you too much. Let's see, this little thing should be unlocked, and it did unlock, and it clips in place. That's nice. Springs actually in place. Yeah, the cable does affect it a tiny bit. Maybe some kind of silicone cable would have been a bit better, but still does what it needs to do. So there's that. Let's see any info that we would actually like in here. Yes, 520 watts. So in work it uses 5, but to heat up it uses actually 20 watts. And again, the working temperature of this is 105 degrees, as opposed to these ones with 11 millimeter glue guns. These work at 170 degrees. This Chinese no-name works at whatever the guy that built it decided to, because I don't think it has any stop. So it heats up as much as it can. And this is 40 watts. This I'm not even sure how many watts. I don't think it's written anywhere on it. And it's with a battery. Again, video for this in description. And in video of that one, video for this in description. Anyway, yeah, I always link them. This much smaller, so that makes me think that even having this tinier glue sticks, this is made for much more delicate work. So if you have to fill a big area, something that I kind of do when I work on my car, for example, this is not the thing to do the job. This is more for I think arts and crafts, honestly. It's not for industrial stuff, although probably it can also do that, but yeah. For industrial stuff probably this is better. But anyway, this little guy, the molding itself, the plastic is really good. So the quality, it has rubber on this. The quality overall is really nice, and it feels really good in the hand. So I think there's that. Let's see if there's anything else interesting that I should mention in here. Read through the manual. Honestly, nothing much that is of interesting in there. Is of interest actually, sorry. In here we have a silicone which protects this nozzle a little bit, so in case you drop your finger in here on the black silicone, there's less chance of you getting burned, so that's good. What I don't like is this particular mechanism in here. I have the feeling that it could easily break in time. If you only pull, for example, on one side, this is not easily unlatched from its current position. So you should be pulling from the middle, and it will latch in here, and then it's not easily unlatched from this position. So to make sure this lasts a bit longer, I would push just a tiny bit on one side and on the other at the same time, something like this, and then push it down. But again, don't pull too much on those sides because you could break it yourself. So just enough to help it escape these grooves in here. I'm not a fan of that mechanism, honestly, but maybe they used a really flexible plastic that lasts a lot over time, but again, not a fan of this part. But overall, this thing for delicate stuff, this is really good compared to the others, which are like an elephant in a china shop. Much smaller. The nozzle itself is much smaller than on the other ones. This thing, obviously, that it takes so you can handle low glue flows much better. Those just pour glue. Yeah, so there's that. Let's put these things to the test and see which one heats up the fastest. Getting ready to do the heat up test. All of them are cold, and I will start them from this to this to this really quickly, as quick as I can, sorry, in parallel. Come on. Let's see how I can actually do this. That one is in. Yes, it will be a difference of a few seconds. We are not searching for that much. And in theory, all three of them are started and heating up. This one, obviously, when it started, is also starting the LED itself, which illuminates the work area and showing with red light that it's heating up. These two, no lights on them. You would probably feel if you would touch the tips, but don't do that. And yeah, the cheap no name from China. Again, I changed the cable myself because I wouldn't trust this thing at all, and I still don't trust that it will not electrocute me if I work on something metal and somehow touch it. This thing, no such worries, and this at all because it's cordless. How can I say? So, yeah. On video, I will actually tell you how much it takes. I should have put some kind of stopwatch in here or something, but I didn't, so I need to check on the video exactly how much it takes. So from now on, high speed. First one, heat it up. It's the first time I actually use it, so it's going to take a bit of pumping to get the glue out, and I'm using with my left hand, so I'm not that precise. As you can see, perfectly melted. So I will put this one aside. Let's try the other two to see if they heat it up or not. No, Chinese no. Actually, yep. Chinese no name is also heated up. Not as hot as you can see from the shape of this glue. So it still needs a bit of time, but yeah, you could barely start working with it. This is the disadvantage of this tool. As you can see, when it's heating up, after you've started working with it, it will continue to drip. But that one also. So there's that. Let's see about this little guy. Is it heated up? And that one just fall over. Don't really care about that. Yeah, this little guy is also heated up. So honestly, I don't know about those 5 minutes that they were actually claiming. I didn't really see them here. I think all three of them heated up in just about the same time, maybe half of a minute of difference. But in theory, this should take 2 minutes, and it's dripping on the other one. This, I don't know how much it should take, and this 5 minutes. Reality, I think maybe a minute more for this one or something like that. Anyway, so there's that. The only way to know for sure if I would have tried pumping on these two continuously until actually something came out of them. But as you can see, this one is not dripping. And again, let me just show you. I can be way more precise in the application. The other one, the Chinese no name, I cannot be more precise than this. Let me try, maybe squeeze it really softly somehow. Nah, it does something, but not really well. Anyway, and it continues to drip, which is super annoying if you are working with it, compared to this little guy, which isn't dripping at all. This guy dripped a lot at the beginning, maybe even because it's its first use. I do not know, honestly. Doesn't seem to be dripping now. But again, let's see how well can I use it. Just a tiny bit. No. It's something more like all or nothing. I cannot get it to be this easy to use it. Maybe with the other tip, but anyway, again, I'm not using it for delicate stuff. This is the one for delicate stuff. Anyway, so that's about it for this test. Honestly, quite inconclusive, and they are really close, although the specs, at least between these two, say hugely different things. In reality, not much of a difference. This whole area is extremely hot, and it just dripped a tiny bit. So this whole thing, you don't really like to touch it up until here somewhere. Actually, they are marking it, so around here. Here, where you hold it, it's perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever. Light is always on. This is showing you that it's ready to work. Shut it off, hold it for a little bit, and you can power it once again on. Or actually, does it work with? Yeah, on. You don't need to hold it, you just tap it. But let's leave it to cool down. This thing, the Chinese no name, it's really hot in here, but less hot than this one. Yeah, it's less hot than the Einhell for sure. This is burning me. This, I could actually hold on to it. This little guy, in terms of external temperature, is the best. Doesn't drip at all. Heating, I barely feel it. It's warm. It's warm. It's not hot. So it's clearly the king of delicate work, which actually makes sense based on its size. If they would have something like this, and probably they actually do with a lithium battery, the same size this thing, it would be freaking awesome. So yeah, there's that. This doesn't heat up. Chinese, yeah, does heat up. This heats up a lot in this particular area. But for big jobs, this thing will maintain, it's already starting to cool down. This will maintain its temperature way easier. With this, for example, if I work a lot and consume a lot of this, it will start to cool down, and actually I need to stop working for a bit, let it heat up again. This, not sure if it will do the same. Maybe, but from the size of this, maybe you can work, but not extremely big pieces of glue. But this, I'm expecting you to work with it as much as you want. It should be a real workhorse. So yeah, that's about that. Let's find an end to this video. Okay, in the end, this thing seems to be heating up much quicker than I expected. It's not hot at all to the touch, and it works really well. Highly recommend you get this if you have small jobs around house, or if you really like to do arts and crafts like this. This thing will be okay for you for sure. So, hope this video helps you. In which case, please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.